My bob to work right. Don't think this table is the best table for this. All right, so just catching up with you guys and seeing if anybody's out there alive. It's already hot outside. I know you're thinking, I can see on my app it's 74 degrees outside. True, 74 degrees in the shade. It is hot as Hades out there in direct sunlight where I've been working. So I just want to go over a few things I've gotten recently and some things that I haven't gotten recently, but I need to catch up on, like Gundam kits, and that's probably what I'm going to end up with doing. And I'm waiting, and it's going to take. The tripod I'm using does not work with my new video camera. It's not going to. It doesn't work. This is like one of those, things that traps your camera if your camera's a cell phone. This is new. I just got this for $18 off of Walmart. It was in my basket for like $24, which was cheaper than the $40 original price tag for this. I don't know how this one's a $40 one. This one looks like your regular $25 one. But I hate how Walmart will sell things for other people. It's almost like Walmart's competing against themselves, and it's going to destroy Walmart. They'll let people come in, buy stuff out of their store, and then sell it on their website for a higher price. It's ridiculous. But $18 is not bad for this at all. So I'm not familiar with this particular Gundam. I think it's from Seed is what it said on or no, it's Requiem for something. I don't know. It was a pretty interesting Gundam. I needed it to get a tripod. This tripod is fantastic for a cell phone. Another thing, I don't think my camera will let me do live streams. So if I'm going to do any live streams, I'm going to have to do it with this, which is fine. It just means when the battery's down, it's done. I guess we could just do it that way. Here's something I got in the mail I've been so excited about, and then, it came the day before I don't know what day it came now, but I'm like my mom's birthday and having to, prepare for that and go down to see her and things like that. So, yeah, just catching up from this. This is something, all right, so the thing about Mike Powers, who this is based on, this is Atomic Mike for copyright reasons, I guess. I have always wanted all the Super Joes when I was a kid. And this is in the Super Joe size and the Super Joe body, but it is somebody I never heard of until I was in college. And in college, I went to college at NC State University. I probably shouldn't give out so much information about myself. I was just thinking about this when I was talking to somebody the other day about people on Facebook, and I'm like, I don't like Facebook. I feel like I'm giving all that information out there for somebody to collect. No, thank you. But anyway, let me just put it this way. I'd walk down to their flea market, and I remember one day I remember two different things I very clearly remember seeing there for the first time in my life. It was a TurboGrafx 16, and I bought it, and I was so excited about it, even though it was broken. It was not broken like you can't use it. It was broken where, like, you can only stick one, the tubble, okay, you had two joystick things. If you wanted to put two of them in, the wire that was stuck into the Y adapter, I guess, was permanently fused to it. Whatever, it was fine. And then the other one was a Mike Powers. I was digging through some G.I. Joes for a 12-inch, and I was like, what is this? And the guy's like, it's some kind of Bionic Man from G.I. Joe. I'm going, that's interesting. And I didn't know anything else about it. I think I went home, and I had a book, and I looked there, I was like, oh, there it is. It's Mike Powers. I had never heard of it. I don't know if I had the book at the time. I don't remember. Oh, so it only comes in a box. It doesn't come with a box with padding or anything else. A little scary. I thought it'd be a little bit better padded. So it comes in a box made for cards, which I used to do this too. Now you think about it. They put a sticker on it, and these are they're like limited series, sort of, I guess. I got this for $40 off of eBay, plus shipping and handling, plus taxes, plus yada 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 yada. So hopefully it's not broke, because it was shipped in a box without padding. That makes me go, Hurr. So let's check him out fresh out of the package, because you know how the people that do the mail, they love to play football in my packages. Like when this package came, it was actually crushed on the end. I was going to do an opening right there, but I opened it right in front of the post guy, because he's like going, I'll record it as a box was crushed on one end. And I opened it directly in front of him, and I was like, all right, it looks like everything was not at that end at the time, maybe, hopefully. It looks like it's fine, but you never know. So one of the things I noticed taking his shoes off, you're going to probably have to put socks on to get those shoes not to eat his feet. So this is like my action figure I was talking about the other day. The reason I put leotards on these figures is because if you try to put their feet in shoes, it will eat their feet. I mean, they won't come back out. You'll have to fish for them. every single time, because these are more like action figure model kits, kind of like Gundam sort of. I mean, they're meant to come apart all over the place. And I'm like doing this anymore. Actually, that one's more of an anchor one. You have to take this one apart at the seam. I think that one's an anchor joint. The hands definitely are easy to come out on these things. That looks like Tuesday Taylor's hand right there. All right, and I really hate that right there. That drives me bonkers. These hands, I'm surprised how well they stay on. Yeah, this is definitely more of an action figure than, and more of a model kit than an actual. This is not a child's toy. Let me put it that way. And for $40, you better believe I would not be getting this for my child if I had a child. But, you know, some people do, and that's cool. You got really responsible children. That's awesome. I know that Skunkworks has, he gets them for his children. I just know that I'd probably have a destructive child. So he's got like a unitard on. I just noticed. That's interesting. So he's got a clear leg, which is supposed to be his bionic leg. There were some, okay, last night there was a live stream for the two guys that are involved in this. I don't know much about this. I'm still learning. But the guy I ordered this from off of eBay is one of the half of the two guys that do the whole thing. And Brick, whatever his name is, I've known him forever. He's a Plaid Stallion. He had them on. There's screws in the back. Okay, so that means that you can take the head off easier. There's a little neck knob. You can pop the head off pretty easy. You got to warm it up first. There's a insert going in, and of course the thing around there, if you want the little whatever piece you want to call it, you're going to have to unscrew it to do that. So I want to just take off his unitard and see if he has the, I know he has the Super Joe body, but they were talking about they're making a 12-inch muscle body. It's like, oh my gosh, finally, because I've been wanting one of those, like the 1975 muscle body from G.I. Joe, the 12-inch one, because it's basically this, but bigger, like 12-inch. And the original Super Joes did not have ankles. I had Super Joe Commander, Darkon, Gore, which is nothing like the other ones. He's more like the Incredible Hulk. And I also had why can't I think right now? Oh, Shield. Yeah, Shield was like, because my brain is like, I always want Luminous. I always wanted Luminous. I always wanted Luminous. But when I saw on their website, they had a website I never heard of before. I was like, oh, let me type that in and go to that. So I was watching the video this morning. I didn't get to watch it last night because I fell asleep. I don't stay up late very well. It's a 9 o'clock live stream, and I'm like, I'm gonna stay awake. I got 90 more minutes. Stunk. I couldn't make it. I'm so mad. I was wanting to interact with them and ask questions, you know, and I did ask a question at the very beginning, but they probably got ignored because when they get on, I guess the stuff at the beginning goes away sometimes. But I watched the whole thing this morning. That's why I didn't go out on the beach. And by the time I got done, I was like, is the sun up? Oh, I don't want to go out. And I can lift my leg all the way up, because yesterday I could not get back in the car without having to, you know, use my hands to lift my right leg up to get in the car. That was pretty sad. Now, on the original bodies, there's a little SJ right here, which doesn't mean, what is the SJs? Jehovah's Witnesses? No, I'm thinking of JWs. It's Super Joe on the belt, so I guess they couldn't do that for copyright reasons, which is fine. I don't remember screws at all on the back. The Super Joe Commander had 2 buttons on the back for the 1-2 punch. The Darkon did not have it, and of course Shield didn't have it. They were talking last night about Gore originally supposed to have a feature where if you shine the light, it makes his head explode or something. I was like, oh man, no wonder his body's kind of big and empty. His body's kind of bulky for no reason, my original Gore. But yeah, I just wanted to take it off and let you see what clear parts. I was wondering if this was clear too, because on their website, this is what I was trying to get to. On their website, they have some really cool, I guess kind of like this box one. It's one and done. If you don't get it, you're not going to get it kind of thing. Because I asked him, like, are you still making these? He's like, these are the last 2, and once they're gone, they're gone. And we're about to go to Jolanta or something soon. I'm like, I better go ahead and get it now. So I went and got it now. And I'm not disappointed at all. I really am glad it's not broken. That's one thing. But anyway, back to what I was saying. They had some other figures that were completely clear. I think they still got one on their website for $40. I'm kind of wanting to get that one next. Dude, I'm going to be getting every one of these. I freaking love these things. And another one they had that had a clear body with the skeleton side of it. I'm going, that's a lot like Pulsar. I wonder if that's, I sent an email to him and say, hey, is that like Pulsar? Just curious, because I freaking love Pulsar. I have the Pulsar. It's out in the building out there. He's wearing Ghost Rider's clothing because he's too big to wear Ken clothing. But and then the other one, oh, the other one he had a really cool golden head that was half of the, kind of like they do half and half on this one. Oh, the original Atomic Mike or Mike Powers didn't have the robot plate on his face. He had more of the gears on the inside. So they had half of the Super Joe Commander face and the other half some kind of really cool robot inside that, oh my gosh, I need that one so bad. One of them was called Berserker, which is the guy with the chest and the glow-in-the-dark brain. He also had a clear thing. He looked like, he reminded me, okay, not Super Joe. Pulsar had an enemy I never knew about until I went to some comic convention or something one time, and I was like, what is that? That purple guy that looks just like somebody I used to have. And I found out he had a bad guy. Well, he had this thing in his chest that made you I think his name is Hypnos. Anyway, the other guy, and I can't think of his name right now. Oh, Eclipso. I'm like, dude, please tell me you have some more of those just in the back of the warehouse you forgot all about, because man, I want one of those. That's so cool. That head sculpt is really neat. It's kind of like a time traveler mixed with whatever his name is, the Pulsar bad guy. I'm like digging it. And I still have my Crusher. I got rid of Tendril, which I'm so sad about, a long time ago, but I still have my Crusher out in the building somewhere. Whether or not it can hold up, because it's basically a big bladder that you pump air into, and then you twist the thing on his belly, and he's like, you can squeeze the air out of him. He's kind of self-inflates. You just turn and goes. I don't know if you can still do that anymore, but he's out in the building somewhere. And when it finally, like today, I was hoping he'd cool down and get some stuff out. I did put some, boxes out in the building, like not just cardboard boxes, because after I had to fix my wheel one time, my tire, I was like, you know what? It's a good thing to have cardboard boxes after all. So I flattened some of those out and put them out in the building. And I'm like, next time I have a need for cardboard boxes, I'll have them out there instead of just recycling them. It's better to reuse than recycle anyway. All right, so the reason I picked this one out of all the other Atomic Mics, the clothes, honestly. The clothing for him was the best, and for $40 you can either get him in booty shorts, like he's running around a military training academy or whatever, or you can get this, and this is cooler in my personal opinion. That's just me. I was about to say I'm wearing the camouflage right now. I'm not. I'm actually wearing I'm wearing a different camouflage right now. I'm wearing a gray camouflage that I wear if I'm walking out on the beach. This is actually more digital. I do have that same color camouflage I like to wear. That's about the only thing I wear for shorts. I have some other shorts, but I only wear those around the house. I don't know, there's something about camouflage. If you ever get them dirty, no one can tell. All right, so he comes with this gun. He's got the gripping hands, and he is awesome. I'm very happy to add him to my collection. So I'm gonna put him back in his really cool box, which is really just a card box. I had a card box that was a little bit longer that I used for one of my favorite figures when I was a kid. I just can't remember who it is off the top of my head. I think I just kind of used it to put a cardboard box with a figure in it to keep the figure safe in my backpack when I go places. Here's the other figure that I have been wanting. I remember seeing this at Walmart when I was trying to take care of my dad, and I was like, I can't justify this right now. We gotta get him some help, and I just couldn't do it at the time. And so I paid $20 for this plus shipping and handling. So that was really $26, so that would be like $46, just saying, if you split the shipping. And I think it was about the same price in Walmart. Maybe it was a little bit less, because these aren't going to go down in value. They're going to go up in value if you keep them sealed. You're sitting there going, but you're not keeping it sealed. No. There's very few things I'll keep sealed. Things I have another of, and that's it. Like I have two dolls from my childhood that I have another box version of them, just because the box is really cool. Plus, case of emergency break glass kind of thing. I hated messing up that card. That was beautiful artwork. Looks like Scooby-Doo art, but I want to play with him. So, oh good, he's got the banded body. I was afraid he had the bandless body. Oh good. He could do all kinds of cool stuff. See, the new bandless bodies, I'm not a big fan of them. I'm really disappointed in them. Maybe they'll get them right eventually, but right now, well, the S bodies, those are fine. But come on, guys, if they can make the S bodies perfect, in my opinion, why are you using these crappy ones? Like on my Green Lantern, I was so excited to get, and then I got him, and I was very disappointed because he had to be better than the wall or the Mattel one they made back in the day. Sadly, he's not. The only thing that was wrong with the Green Lantern from Mattel that was 8-inch, he had this thing right here where he slumped over, and you had to. I remember having to get something for the air conditioner, and I asked him, "Hey, can I have some of that tubing right there?" It's like, "How much?" I'm going, "Just about that much." He's like, "Okay." I was like, "Look, I'm just doing it for because I heard that if you got that tubing, like the aquarium tubing, and you cut it and you put it inside, you can pull them apart. Like you just pull them up, stick it in there, and put it down. It will keep them from flumping over." So it worked. But I shouldn't have to repair something as soon as I get it. All right. So yeah, he's awesome. He's got the older bodies. Well, I guess it's the older body. It's definitely a band body, like the elastic band, which means his arms aren't going to be as articulated. But let's be honest, that's just going to keep him from being articulated. He's also got kind of cardboardish fins. Not sure exactly how to explain that. Foam fins, maybe. Big hands, big feet. Now, I don't think I could put any shoes on him. Where's Laguna Blue? Oh, she's not in here. She'd be a good girlfriend for him or whatever, a big sister. So here is one of the Monster High boys, and he is smaller than him. So he'd be like a little brother to Monster High, to Laguna, if I was going to do that. Oh, shoot, I was going to compare him to this guy. So, you think these are the same height? Let's see. No, these are a little bit taller, and when I was a kid, they say they're 8.5 inches. I always thought they were 9 inches when I was a kid. So I always said this is 9 and the Migos are 8. But man, isn't that beautiful? So I got these both from the same guy that is he's half of this. He's something online, I forgot the name. But definitely check out his site, and I'm trying to do anything I can. Another thing, I'm thinking about changing up the way I do things on the YouTubes. Instead of just reviewing a new figure every week or whatever, I'm burned out. I want to do more scenes and dioramas, and then if I get a new figure, incorporate it and go, here's Super Joe's new friend, that kind of thing. Do like every Saturday, do Sci-Fi Saturday. I was wanting to find a day that's put Super Joe in it. I want to do Foot Locker Friday to move my 12-inch figures to that day for the G.I. Joe stuff that I still haven't opened. And then instead of just saying, here's a new figure for this week, maybe I can make a cool diorama and have at the beginning them all set up with the new figure, and then we could talk about the new figure. Like this week, it would be there's a new monster in the neighborhood, and he's I would love to have a bridge, and I have the bridge play set for those, what were they called? They were 7 inches, the Star Trek figures. It's the bridge play set for the Enterprise series. That would be, it's only the chair and the grater, what are you going to call those things, the little handlebars? It's only those things. So I need to make a diorama of the background and everything. It'd be cool if they had a modern version of that playset when I was a kid that Rodney had that I really wanted. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this and just chill out. I was going to get some headphones and listen to some music, but well. Once again, I forgot to get the things to put the plastic in when I got it out there, but I also just put it in my first drawer over here like I did the other piece of plastic I just got off of the Super Joe. Atomic Mike. But yeah, I'm just perplexed that I got to narrow it down to I just want to do one show a day instead of doing a bunch of them. I definitely want to do Tuesday with Tuesday Taylor. I don't want to do modern toys. Every time I do modern toys, I always feel weird about it. I'm not trying to do anything that would, I feel like, number one, I'm not being paid by Hasbro and Mattel to push their product. Number two, I don't want anybody to say, oh, look, he's got kids' toys. No. These are more supplemental to my existing collection. That's why I like these so much. This is not a kid's toy. Everything I have, if it is a kid's toy, it's not, I'm not trying to go, look, kids, buy this. There are people like that on eBay, and they really bother me. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's just me being too sensitive. I'm sometimes really, really sensitive. Like, whenever Charlie Kirk got shot, I was just really, before I found out he died, I was like, I can't take this. I had to go lay down because it's just horrifying. And then when I found out he was dead, I was really sad. And then that's how people rejoiced in it. I couldn't even put my words to what I was thinking about it without having to repent of what I was thinking to say. All right, so this is the number 13. No, it's actually letter B. Letter B, letter B. All right, this is probably C. Yep. Seems like I've noticed that all the pieces do kind of flow. Like the pieces you'll use later are in C sometimes. C, Senhor. Here's D. It's only clear, so I'll just put it here. Letter A, so. And letter B. It seems like in the past, letter A and letter B would be the ones for the head, but I don't think it is this time. And here's these decors. So I'm just going to put together a model kit and just chill. I feel like it's been an up and down week from last Wednesday to this Wednesday, and today is Thursday. But yeah. All right, so this one is Sturm. I don't know that much German, but it definitely sounds German. It says The Witch from Mercury, so this is from that series. Storm. Now this looks like the word storm, but I'm pretty sure that's S-T-R-O-M, Strom. But yet again, I don't know hardly any German. The only German I know is a few words my grandmother would call me whenever she was mad. Dunkopf, Schenkopf. Anyway, I better not say those because YouTube might offend people. I forget. There are other people in other countries that watch these things. Not my channel, obviously. All right, so we got B. All right, so I'm starting to feel like allergies. Also, that's another thing from this season. I don't know how it is in the other part of the country. We get our allergy season at the beginning and the end of summer because that's whenever things start drying out a little bit. It doesn't dry out much down here, obviously, because we have the beach, the water, the ocean. But when it does, it does. So we got, it just says B and D is what you're going to be using for these. And obviously we're using this piece, which is D. All right, so we need a B11 and then D3. This is the E2 one. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay. I put that in the wrong place to begin with. I told you the head parts and stuff are usually in the first place, it seems like. All right, so B11, not be aggressive. Oh, but yeah, the people who appeal to kids' toys and try to sell to kids, I'm like, number one, are they working for the company? Number two, why would they do that? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Like the squirrel guy, he drives me nuts. I know it sounds like a joke. The guy who's he has the toys that I personally like, but I hate the little squirrels. You can tell he's definitely pushing it toward kids, and I'm like, no, isn't there other like adults that collect those kind of toys, like Treasure X, those kind of toys? I like them. I just maybe I'm just the oddball here. All right, number 1 sticker, and I do need to put this one on. It's right here. But thankfully, the clear sticker or the clear piece will actually mute it out. Dang. That's where I need teeny tiny fingers to hold onto this one, smearing the sticker on the front. Oh, that was lucky. It seems like it got on just right. Oops. Good thing I kept a thumbnail. Not a thumbnail picture, but a literal thumbnail. Smooth it around there. All right, my palm is itching, which means I'm going to have money come into my future. No, I'm just joking, because that's what my grandmother used to believe. She was very superstitious. My grandma on my mom's side. Okay, then for this part we put B10. And there's supposed to be stickers on there, but I might pass on those because I only do the eyes normally, because otherwise they're just going to rub off before you can spray them down, or why would you even worry about it? Now, if it takes away later, I can put them on later. They're on the outside. This had to be put on right away because it's going to be covered up. Okay, when you put this on, that little clear top part goes through there. Now, if there was supposed to be a sticker in there, I would have needed to put on before I did that, but I don't see it. Like, sometimes there's a sticker right there. You need to put on before you slide it up in there. You can do it afterwards, but you need to do a toothpick to get down in those grooves. So it shows on the back that there's extremely tiny stickers that need to go right there and right there. That's on the back of his head. How many times are we going to look on the back of his head? On these stickers, I don't see any that I really need to use right away, so I'm going to put it back. These heads are super tiny. All right, so I need to finish putting together these model kits. Just want to see if the heads are interchangeable with the blockies. Nope. Way too big of a ball for the blockies. I'll put that on the blockies guy. All right, that's the head. Now we're going to do the body. We got the A, B, C, D. We're going to use all the, see, it tells you which plates you're going to use. We're going to use all the plates. The first one we're going to do is C. Put the clear ones back because we're probably not using them for a while. Oh, we are going to use one. This is a D1, which it looks like the only piece left on there. Okay, so we got C4 and 3 are the cups for C11. So C11 is the chest. Here it is. Or the back of the chest. That's too deep to go in that way. Okay, I like to put it in the orientation they got it on. All right, C4 is on the right side of the picture. I don't know what the orientation of the robot is yet. I haven't seen enough of him yet. And C3, PO, goes on this side. All right, so let me get the pieces off of there that are left over. Oh, and if you are if you want pretty nails, this is not the hobby for you. I end up shattering whatever little nails I got left by just scraping off the excessive plastic pieces. Shoot, I should have done that before I put that on there. All right, so that one goes over here for his shoulder grunt. And this one goes over here. Hey, these kits are getting smaller and smaller. I might have to get master grades just in order to build something that tiny. All right, those right there. Now we need D. And that's the last piece on D. I have no idea why I'm talking through this. Like you're like, oh, I wouldn't hear it. I'm just talking to myself. Okay. Back. So this goes to the back. You put this right here. Now, again, I don't know anything about this anime. I think I saw the first episode and I decided not my anime. Now, the designs are cool. I just personally don't care about the anime. Okay. Okay, we're over here. Now we got to get C, A, B, C. 12. To go on the top. Now, anybody else has been building these since the late 80s, let me know, because I'm just curious. Am I the only one that thinks that these become more small and more challenging from the HD kits in the 80s? Or whatever was equivalent to the HD kits, because maybe it's just my age. Maybe it's because I can't see what the heck with my eyes. Maybe it's because my fingers are fat and old. I don't know. But, of course, if you're my age, you would have that same experience, most likely, unless you are immortal or a fitness guru or something. All right, so it shows you there's a certain way this has got to go on. Okay, it's pretty easy to see. There, pop it in. Okay, you might be able to put the head on now, but I'm not, because it might be some other piece we got to put on. Let's So we're at this part right here. Now we're actually going to be building the lower torso. So we got C13, C14, and C10. You find C10 first since it's the oddball. Here it is. Okay, and it even shows you that the lower part goes in the front. C13 is the front. At least it looks like it. Okay. All right, and clean up this a little bit. All right, so this goes like this right here. So that's probably where the legs go. It seems like this seems like it's the lower torso. And then this goes right here. All right, everything's sandwiched pretty nicely. Then this goes in the back right here. I was about to say something is missing. I'm missing this part. That's what I didn't get to. C9. Here it is. Okay, I got it upside down, so this is the way. Okay, yeah, because that little lip goes at the bottom. So just make sure you always push things, look at things before you push them all the way down, because it might be hard to get them back up. Now I can put it in the back of this. All right, looks like we're putting the back unit on from A. Haven't seen that yet. All right, A1 steak sauce. A1. I see it. I didn't see it at first. There's like a little, that little piece right there has got to go into that female piece on the back of the white part. All right. Now, of course, A2 is going to be the complementary of it. This tripod's really nice, or whatever you want to call this thing, an armature, because there's nothing that wobble constantly except for the table, and it's just nothing in between me and it except for the camera right here. And I could go up higher and ignore anybody talking, so I could do that. Wait, before I put it on there, let me double check to make sure I got the right orientation. Yeah, that's right. It looks like it would be, but I was just making sure. All right, then we got B. The colors are really nice on this. It's like purple, mauve. All right, 14 is this piece. I was trying to figure out which one of these two it is. Is that a cat hair on there? Maybe I can work inside today and get some cat hair vacuumed up. Plus, all the cats are outside right now, so I don't have to worry about them flipping out when I turn on the vacuum cleaner. They don't like the vacuum very much. Don't know why I worry about that, but you know, anyway. Is that correct? Because it feels like it's riding awfully high for that clear piece, but you know, according to the next picture, it definitely is riding that high on there. All right, B5. It's a little oh, here it is. It's like a little crotch plate. All right, and it goes in the belly button basically. So it's actually a belly button plate. Here's the crotch plates. We got B13 in the front and B4 in the back. But what is it before? It's in the back, so it's not before, it's behind. It should say behind instead of before. And then B13. B13 bomber. No, it's B17 bomber. Plus, this will help get rid of all the big boxes, because I've decided I'm getting rid of all the boxes. I just keep the top as art, flatten it out, and keep these inside of those, you know, Tupperware containers, basically. It's a wide skirt right there. Alrighty. Got something to say. Dun, dun. Oh, man. When I was coming back from this morning, they were starting to play a heart song. I was like, no, not now. I'm going to drive really slowly through my neighborhood. They were like, what is wrong with him? But it's like, what about love? Don't you want someone to care about you? All right, so in this one, we don't need the E plate. We just need A, B, and C. So E plate, go over there. We're going to use A, which is this one way over here. A4 and A6. That's the two on the side over here. Yeah. The only thing on 105.3 in the morning, like that time at 8 a.m. is like focus on the family, which it's fine. I just feel like I'm not the target audience for that. Although they do play David Jeremiah if I'm not going, like, if I'm going 30 minutes away. I mean, I don't want to interrupt David Jeremiah. I don't want to sit in my car while I'm simply doing something else. So I definitely like to, like the other day when I went to see my mom, it was a 30-minute trip, so I was listening to David Jeremiah on the way down. That's why I was thinking about that. Okay, so the orientation for that is that. Now we're doing C plate, A, B, C. All right, C20 and B1, so C20. It's this over here. And B1. What about love? Don't let it slip away. Great song. All right, B1. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how this goes. Okay, this right here, I thought it was going to be easy to put in, but I got to figure out which way it wants me to do this. I'm not 100% sure. Seems like this is correct, but since it says click, I'm like, once I get it on, I can't undo it. Since it's got it like this, and this is a hexagon, you really can't do it this way. To get the same kind of effect, you're going to have to do it like this. I guess it's this way on this side and probably the other way on the other side. Whatever these are for. All right, A, B, C. C is purple, since there's no colors on this one. B, C17 bomber. What would a C plane be? All right, C17 is way down here. Yeah, let me see if I can just whittle it out. There we go. It's too small to use the clippers on, in my opinion. All right, there we go. All right, like this. All right, I'm trying to figure out the orientation of this. Please tell me I did not just cut off the part that I need. Oh, please tell me I did not screw it up. 17. No, it doesn't look like I did. Okay, good. This is C. This is 17. Okay, there's a cut in it. I couldn't see because of the lighting. You over there, lend me your light. All right, so all right, it does fit. It just didn't look like it was going to for a minute. All right, Where was it? Okay, there's that little part right there, that line that has to go outward while I'm doing this. There we go. And it says click. All right, C19. C19 run. Run 19 run. All right, C19. Way up here. Okay. All right. Now that white piece has dropped me back, bunkers. Obviously, I need to clean it off better than I did. Okay, so the little things over there, lay it down because we're not going to use the next part. C21, C22, and C18. C18 is clearly the oddball here, so oh, it's a small one. Okay, it looked bigger on the picture. Alright, just going to pop it out since I can't get the things down in that angle. Alright, we got this piece. And then we got C21 in the back and C22 in the front. So it's these two pieces. 21, 22. All right, it appears it doesn't matter which order you do it in, so 21, 22, marry the two. Okay, that's gonna be obviously used for something else. And then this puts on right here. Now it's telling me to put teeny tiny stickers right here. Again, I'm not going to be using stickers on the most of this. The eyes are a must. Everything else, sometimes I care and sometimes I don't care. If I build it, then I go, hey, maybe. All right, so next one is going to be B6, which looks like these, so I went straight for them. Okay, that piece. And then we got even more B pieces. Nope, these are B pieces, not C. Okay, so B8 and B9. B8's on this side. Oh, okay, they're the exact same. It's just B8, B8, B9. That's why I was like, wait a minute. I turn it upside down and it's still the same thing. So this one goes on the front. We can double check the cleanness of it. All right, like this. Sometimes if you do want to put the stickers on and you put something like this on, it helps to keep the stickers in place. Like if there was a sticker over there. No, it appears there's only a sticker right there, but if you want to paint something like that, now's the time to do it before you put this on, but oh well. All right. Then we got C9 goes on the other side. And if for some reason you drop this and you're like, oh no, I don't know which side was which, it's that little thing right there will tell you. It makes it easy to figure out. All right, so that's his shoulder probably. And now we got to get C7 and C5 to couple together. C7 and C5. Obviously they're gonna be smaller than I'm imagining. C7 over here, and C5 is one. There's two C5s, so just pick one. Pick the one closest to it, makes more sense. All right. Definitely need to clean that up. All right. Right there. And then we're going to click it into place. Oh, that's why it's got a little divide in there, because it's going to be somewhat ususeful for that. There you go. And then we put the arm and the shoulder, and we drink it all up. So that little line means nothing. I don't know. Okay, why am I going to line it up for that line? It doesn't matter. It's just going to be like, it's a, not a thigh rotation, it's a shoulder, what is it called? Bicep rotation. And it even shows you, oh, the little line goes on the inside, which is why I put it on wrong, but it doesn't matter. You can swivel it around. And now we're putting on the hands. So we got B and C for the hands. So we got, because it's to the arm, you know, the top of the hand plate. You know, like on the back of your hand, you have a hand plate right here when you're in robot mode. My butt's starting to hurt, which means I'm probably breaking it. I don't want to get another crack. I'm always afraid I'm getting another crack in my butt. I'm sitting too much. All right. And then we got C, C16. Like I said, there's this fall pollen we get. It's probably ragweed. But down here says, I don't have grass. I don't mow the few weeds around here. So that's probably why I'm more affected by it. Don't worry, I'm not the only person who doesn't mow their sand. There is one guy over there that mows his sand because he actually has grass. I don't know if he like put down some fresh soil or whatever to make it a long time ago. But we don't have like any soil in the front. It's always been sand. So there's really, you know, I don't really need grass. So I know. And you're thinking, well, everybody needs grass. No, you don't. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. I can always pop it off later. Just like to see what I'm getting to. So far. Now we're doing the other arm. All right. Okay, back to A, which is all the way over here. Okay, there's only one piece left on A after this, so I might just go and get rid of the tree. This time I'm going to clean it a lot better. Last time I missed the piece until it was too late. And if you have patience, you can pretty much just clip the whole thing out, but that last clip is always going to be a booger. I didn't even look to see which pieces we weren't going to use for this one, so I should probably double check that. Okay, I was about to say, how am I going to tell the front from the back? There's that little piece again I forget about. So let me look back at the thing and see which ones we won't be using so I can go and get rid of those. You actually need all the pieces. Huh. That's kind of getting to be weird because it seems like lately all the model kits you always have certain pieces you just go and clip them out. All right, the last piece is the A14. I'll just leave it on the sprue so in case I'm like, is that really A14? I'll get rid of the rest of the sprue. All right, with this, then we got C and B1. I should go and get the B1 right now. You might be thinking, why is the radio not playing in the background? For two reasons. Number one, I don't get in trouble with YouTubes. Number two, they're doing share-a-thon right now, which is more like a begathon. Okay, where'd that hiccup come from? I don't know about you, but when Kilo starts doing their begathon, I'm like, ugh. I hate to hear people beg for money. I wonder if you guys in the cities are used to it. I'm just not. Okay, let me get that right before I start talking, yapping my brains out here. All right, C17. It's this piece right here. Be super careful with that piece for some reason. I thought I clipped off the wrong part a while ago. This is the part that goes in. I learned that last time by staring at it for 5 hours, it seemed like. All right, once my battery gets dead on my phone, I'll just go plug it in and do something else. All right, so we're at this phase. We're gonna click these two together. All right, orientation this way. little lines at the back, like that. So just look for the little things like that are very clear indicators. If you're a beginner Gundam builder, you don't have to know Japanese to do this. Just if they have a little thing there, it means it's pointing to something very important to pay attention to. In this situation, notice that's not a complete circle. There's a line that is saying the line needs to go out. All right, C19. I just heard a car. Now, that road over there has a lot of people that have houses on it and living on it. Like half the houses over there are occupied. Over here, Wesley's old house, our new house. That's where technically, that's where I first knew him at. Then he bought it over here, his own house, back whenever, I don't know when exactly, but anyway. And then his dad died, so now he's got both of them. So he doesn't live here, he just comes here once in a while. He's somebody I've known since I was 14, I guess. All right, and now C21, C22, so these pieces right here. C21's on this side, just in case it matters. And then 18, C18 right here. See, I don't like how this one is hard to get to. I like to cut it off and then take it off. So there's lots of, like, when it's like this, you definitely want to have something around, file, fingernail clippers, something to clip all those extra pieces off it. It looks horrible. I learned that a long time ago. And that was back when I didn't have the fancy tools I have now, like fingernail clippers. What I'm saying is you have to make do with what you got. You can go out and buy all the fancy stuff, but good luck on that. I mean, I'm just saying. Some people can afford it. Would you rather buy all the fancy stuff or just get another model kit? I know what you're saying. It could probably pay off in the long run. Okay, go for it. Not dissuading you at all. Great, I'm having arguments with nobody. Gosh. Okie doke. Alright, this piece goes on here. I need to make sure I got my orientation right. I've got it backwards. So I got to double check before you put it on. But I'd say that round part does not go on it. On the exhaust engine, or the exhaust. Ow! Ooh, that hurt for some reason. It got me right in the. Anyway. All right, now we're putting on these other pieces. So B9 goes on this side, which is this one right. Well, you can't really mess this up. I mean, it's like this is one of the things. These you can't mess up because you can't put them on but one way. It looks like they look the same, but they're not. They look like little Pac-Man mouths, like Spartan Pac-Man. Alright, so if I was confused, like I think this got the right one, notice that that piece has to go in there, and this piece fills up the bottom part. Let me clean that off. Let me clean off of this one too. Let me just clean off that with my fingernails. Sometimes it just takes your fingernails to rake it off, you know. It's looking pretty good. Now, after building those 30-minute whatever things, I'm really wanting to get more of those 30-minute missions. Those things are less teeny tiny. I don't know how to explain it. Like, these things have become... I don't want to sound like I'm being negative. I'm not. Let me put it this way. 30-minute missions are a little bit easier to build. Especially, you know, if you're my age, which most of you are. Some of you are older than me. Some of you are younger than me and you don't like building things. That's cool. You know, everybody has their own thing. Wait a minute, I'm so confused. Like, where the heck did I go? I'm here. Okay, I was about to say, it looks like I'm building legs now. It's like, oh, okay, we're almost there. That's what it is. All right, we got, somehow I went from here to here and I'm like, oh, okay, it's down here. It's so weird when you're like, you're putting something on, but it's down here is where it is. So we got C5 and C6. Oh my gosh, my right leg is hurting. How many minutes? I must have been sitting down for more than 30 minutes because my legs are starting to really hurt, like just sitting down so long. I'm not used to sitting this much at one time. I know you're thinking, but gee, aren't you on those live streams that last for hours? Yeah, but I'm not on there 24. Like, I'm constantly getting up watching those things. That's why I'll be replying, and I may miss a few things, but I'll be like replying and getting up and doing something else. And I'm always near the, I mean, my house is so tiny. The computer's just always like right, like 5 feet away. All right, C6. So I can play that in the background while doing the laundry, which is in the next room, or anything. I mean, seriously, you probably... Wesley's trailer is bigger than this. My house is so tiny. This was probably originally meant just to be a summer house. Back in the days of Leave It to Beaver, when nobody really had a lot of stuff to just throw in their houses. So, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's just what it is. That's why I'm kind of a little bit burned out, because I'm like, ugh, I need to stop buying crap because I don't have any place to put it now. All right, let me make sure this is correct. This orientation for this. The ball goes out for this. All right, there we go. Like that. One more check. Okay. Now the arm slides on, and it shows you the little thing that says pay attention. It's on this side. Okay. So the hinge goes like that. And now we got the hand, which is going to be a B7, which is this little piece right here. We got half of the B plate's already empty. All right, there's the B7. Make sure you're not using fingernail clippers you use for your own fingernails, because let's be honest, these are no longer really... They're not going to give you a nice clean cut. Let me go that way. Oh, I was like, where'd the piece go? It's right there. C15. Right here. By now I should know most of this is gone. It's empty right here. There we go. I wonder why these are like that. Is there something that's going to go in there eventually? Is what I'm wondering. How you like that so far? It gives me deja vu feelings. It's got a definite head on it that looks like a Xeon group, like a Zaku. All right, we're going to build the legs because the lower torso is already built. Normally, you build the upper chest and the lower chest separately, but since it's more of a female figure, this line is really interesting because the legs are really thick, like RC's legs on Transformers. So it's got a very female look to it. Now, whether or not this is a female, hey, hold on. Usually they show you the pilot on the artwork. There's nothing on here about the pilot. Color guide. Huh, hold on. Usually there's a little bit of mythology written into this, like this is written by so-and-so from Space Colony X, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing known about this one. This is like that mystery Gundam that shows up. Like there's always that, like the Sixth Ranger in the Power Rangers that shows up. And at first they may be a bad guy or nobody knows what they are doing. That's what I wonder. All right, so this is C25, C27, and C24. So C25. So actually we're doing the same thing twice. I think the legs are going to be, you can probably build them together in tandem. 24, 25, and 24, and 27. So it's probably one of those things where you can build it at the same time. It's quite a lot of times the legs seem to be lately. But it seems like a lot of kits have like a E1 and E2, because that's all the legs on the E1 and all the arms on the E2, except for the fingers and stuff. They learned a lot over the years from building kits, or making kits, and we've been building them. I mean, they have changed a whole lot. I need to find, okay, so out there in the building somewhere is an orange box with a lot of my older Gundams in it, inside of one of the crates. So I need to get those out sometimes, and maybe just do reviews on them, because I'm sure that people might be interested. All right, here's what I gotta pay attention to. What I'm doing, it needs to go this way. So I'm using 27 in the background, which is the bigger piece. Like that. And then the shorter piece goes in the front, like this. So that there's a point up here and a point down there. Now I'm going to do that one, put it there. And then it does say legs times 2, which means you're building 2 at a time. That's fine. Just make sure you don't go, where's the right leg at? You're building both of them at the same time. Yeah, like I said, it's something that's new to me, sort of, as a person who's been building these since the 80s, late 80s. When Ling and I used to get these, and I mean, we didn't have much money back then, of course, so it was like one per year, pretty much. Like, hey, it's my birthday. Let's go get a model kit at Hungate's. That place was expensive. All right, so we got C, 28 in the front, and C, 33 in the back. So let me grab the 33s. Of course, Ling's not super rich. He's got Lamborghinis, a big old mansion in Atlanta, Georgia. Hope you're doing well there, Ling. Don't forget your buddy up here. Anyway, I haven't talked to him since I got rid of Facebook. I'm just so tired of all that social media stuff. Seems like social media has gotten crazier since I got off of it. I was like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. All right, there's something that's telling you, oh, pay attention. I think this is the top. Okay, that's the back. Now the longer peg's in the front, so that's how you differentiate. Okay. C28 goes in the front. That's these pieces right here. All right, for the front, the bigger part actually goes on the bottom, like the jeans we used to wear back in the 70s. Here we go. That is some ugly stuff right there. I need to either sand off or something. Whew, man, hold on, that's way too much. That's outside of tolerable. The thing about darker colors is when you twist plastic off, it's always white or whiter. So it's going to show up even worse on those. Just heads up on that. All right, now we're getting on the thighs. So we got, I swear it looks like it might be 2 different thighs, but no, I think it's the same. All right, we got the C26 in the back. Let me see if there's 2 different, like C25 and C26. Nope, they're both C26s. All right, so if you have a choice of where to do it at, these 2 are on the opposite sides of each other. So I like to do the one that's on the same side. That way when you twist it, it'll twist off like this instead of making, I don't know, it just seems like it makes a difference of how it comes off and how much like paint or plastic, what is it called? Whenever tension, I guess, appears. Like when you got an old transformer and you bend it in the wrong place and you see that white line on there. Okay, let me see, make sure I got the front right here. Back. Hold on. Sorry, I'm a little bit confused where the orientation is. All right, that's the top. Okay, because this goes in there. Let me double check one more time before I try again. Okay, so the pieces go in there on the bottom. There's a pinching point for it as well. Okay, so actually this is the way it goes. The box is at the top and there's much deeper cut because that's the back of the leg, and dang it, cat hair. Ay, ay, ay. There. That's what I do, is get my air compressor in here and blow the cat hair all out of here. Hold on, I got it backwards. Let me double check. Yeah, there we go. Now for the front, we're using the B plate. We got B3. I need one of those chairs where I can, you know what? I need to get a standing place. Alright, there we go. Clearly we know which one's the front and the back now. Okay. See, the pieces, they all go together like this, just right. There we go. Battery is low. Well, it looks like that's all she wrote, folks, because the battery is now in low mode. So I will eventually come back on and redo, not redo, but do the, this is what it's like, a review of the finished product. In case you're actually still there. I'm not sure. So I'm going to go ahead and end it off here now that I'm down to 20% of battery life. But I'm pretty close to the end. That's fine. And then I can just charge the battery and eventually get back to you guys with the review of this one. It's a pretty nice little model kit. This is what we got so far. All right, I'm gonna hold this for a few more seconds and I might use this as my thumbnail. So you'll see this is how far we got, or maybe I can even do this. But I think you can use the last few frames to make a thumbnail. I know that Timmy Stenigan always goes, well, I wanna hold on for this for a second to the end of his videos. And he's like, this is gonna be the, whatever it's called. I don't feel like making a thing for every one of these. Not the live streams. Maybe, yeah. So thumbnails for live streams are this. I'm thinking this, because this shows you how far I've gotten on this. All right, and then we'll go ahead and sign off now.